Good morning, my name's Andy Burgess. I'm a product specialist here at Aston Martin, and today we're here at the factory here in Warwickshire in the UK. And what I'd like to do is take you through this particular model, which is our DB11 V8 Volante. DB11 is our GT car. This particular one is a 4-litre V8 engine producing 503 horsepower and 675 Newton meters of torque. If we start at the front, we'll talk about a few features. The first one is our bonnet. All DB11s have a one-piece bonnet. And what we mean by that, it's made from one piece of aluminium, one of the largest aluminium bonnets you'll find in the world. And the reason we do that is that we want you to look at the car without any shut lines across the front and the side of the bonnet. It should give you the impression that the car is made from one mass block of material and not lots of pieces of material put together. So quite a difficult thing to engineer, but when you look at the front of the car, your eye does not get obstructed by a shut line. Also, the grille is traditional 5-vane grille, taken way back from the 1950s from our DB4 and DB5, and our badge as well. Very unique. It's made by a company called Volante, who are one of the oldest jewellery companies in the Birmingham jewellery quarter. It's made from metal. It has inlays of glass that's polished, then silvered, and then enamelled and baked in an oven. That's the last thing that's ever put onto the front of an Aston Martin once it's built. It has to earn its wings. Once it's gone through its quality check, then the wings are then placed on the front of the car. So if we look at the side of the car, Marek Reitman and his design team use what they call the golden proportions, 1/3, 2/3. 1/3 glass area, 2/3 body. Every single Aston Martin is made in that way. Also, the A-pillar runs through the centre of the front wheel here, giving you a good proportion. We have the traditional side strake as well. Again, harking back to the 1950s from our DB4 and DB5. This is now an aerodynamic device. This extracts air from the front of the car to stop lift. And it also has what we call a curlicue. So if you run your hand underneath this, you'll feel a ribbed section, which actually curls the air, turns the air, and brings it down the side of the car better. As we come down the side of the car, you'll have a very strong shoulder line into the rear haunches. Again, a very, very traditional thing on an Aston Martin, having really big rear haunches. This gives the impression of power from the rear, which is what the car is driven from. So let's talk about the door. When you open the door, it gives you a handshake. So it will raise 12 degrees so it comes away from the curb, because obviously the car is quite low. Also, it has a hydraulic ram within the door, so you can place the door at any position and it will stay there. And on its last throw, the weight of the door should take the door and close it. So an Aston Martin is not just about how it looks, it's also about how it drives. So all Aston Martins have an aluminium bonded chassis with incredible rigidity. It's the bonding that gives it rigidity, and we take that technology from the aerospace industry. Bonding gives it rigidity and stops the car from flexing, especially in a Volante as well, where you lose that rigidity through the roof. And what that does from the driver's point of view is when you go through a corner, you don't get any flex, you don't get any what they call scuttle shake, which you'd normally find in a Volante version. So also another element of driving this car is its almost perfect weight distribution. And the way we achieve that is by putting the gearbox in the rear of the car. This allows us to bring the engine further back. So when you open the bonnet on this car, you'll notice that the engine sits way behind the front axle line. This helps with turning and makes the car feel more planted when you're driving it. So at the rear of the car now, you can really see those rear haunches, coupled with the fact that we've got this lovely design on the rear lights. If you were to put these lights together, they would actually form the shape of the rear badge here. So you'll also notice we have a little spoiler here as well, a deployable spoiler. This will come up at certain speeds depending on what mode you have the car set in, whether that's GT, Sport or Sport Plus. The aim of this is to actually flip the air up and out so that we can extract air from underneath the car. If we didn't have this, then you get rear lift from the rear of the car. So let's look at the boot space on this DB11 Volante. So there's 3 ways of opening the boot. You can either use the button inside the car, you can use the key, or there's also gesture control. So just placing your foot underneath the car, that releases it. So you'll notice we have a little handle here. So when the roof is actually up, you can actually push that away to create more space within the boot area. With the roof down, then you pull that towards you. You've also got soft close on this car as well. You'll notice there you don't have to slam it, it just close nicely. So that concludes the exterior walk around of this DB11 Volante. Now with any Aston Martin, there's lots of opportunity to personalise your own specification. And a good place to do that is on our configurator at astonmartin.com, or if you'd like to, you can go to your local dealership who'd be quite happy to take you through your own personal configuration.